unfortunately sometimes belts do snap on the OBD drive. This could happen when it's wet, when it's muddy, things get stuck in them, etc. But it's super easy to switch them over to new belts, so today I'm going to show you how to do it. Obviously you'll need a brand new belt, 460 by 20mm. You need a T20 Torx. I've got one here in a little adapter thing. And we also need a 16mm spanner, and I've got one on a ratchet. I carry these things around with me when I go for a ride, just in case this might happen, along with a pump, inner tubes, and other tools to try and fix stuff. Firstly, you need your T20 Torx, and we're gonna go around the side bolts. You don't need to take them all the way off, just loosen them so they're not grabbing. And then same again on one at the top. This is kind of the locking bolt. Make sure that's nice and loose. And then this one on the back is the tensioning. Gradually undo this one, you'll see the motor sink down and the belt kind of get looser if your belt's not snapped. You probably won't see it if it's snapped. Get your 16mm spanner, and you want to undo the wheel nut to take the wheel off. Look after your nut. When you pull it off, twist it as you pull. This is obviously if your belt's not snapped. If it is snapped, it'll just come off easily. It can be a bit tricky when the belt's on, but it helps to spin it. Be careful of the bearing, the spacer and the O-ring that's inside the wheel. If they come out, don't lose them, keep an eye on them. So obviously this is when you put your new belt in, but I'm not putting a new belt in because mine's not snapped. I'm just going to go put it around the motor pulley in between the belt tensioner wheel there. Once you're happy with it in place, grab your wheel again. It can help to put a T20 Torx through it, just to keep the space in between the wheel and the pulley kind of in line, so it's easier to put it on the truck. You just slide it on there. So once your wheel's over the truck, gradually ease it on and then put the belt around the pulley as best you can. It helps to twist the wheel again at this point, just spin it round and the belt should find itself in place. Then you want to grab your spacer and then your O-ring. It can be a little bit tricky getting your O-ring on, make sure it's over the thread and actually on the truck axle itself. And grab your outer bearing, put that one on as well, and then grab your wheel nut, screw that on, and then tighten it back up with the 16mm spanner. Okay, so once your wheel is back on tight, you get your T20 Torx again, and the tensioning screw on the top at the back, do that one up, and you'll see the motor coming up and the belt getting tighter. Again, at this point, it helps to turn your wheel a little bit, so you can kind of see that it's tensioned all the way around. It needs to be tight enough so you can just about turn it 90 degrees. So then, yeah, with the T20 Torx again, do the screws up on the outside of the OBD drive and then tighten the one up on the top. Make sure your belt's still happy, still the right tension, and then just make sure everything's tight again, especially the tension one at the back, and get everything kind of to sit together. And then that is it. You've successfully replaced the belt on the OBD drive.